got Wanted and Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Sir, you can direct the hell out of a train sequence. Can you talk a little bit about your fondness for trains? Where does that come from?
Okay.
There's trains in Night Watch too.
Yes, of course. And yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Night Watch. It's a subway train.
Yeah.
The trains are bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And who knows? You have to go, and I have to go to psychoanalytics. Somebody who will tell me what's happened in my childhood, why it's...
There's a train in Dark Shadows. I mean you can say the same.
Okay, then
know?
it's... In this movie, it's very logical, because the train in American history of 19th century, it's kind of...
It's the most powerful. Yeah.
Sure. And there's so much just kinetic energy. You can create this action sequence and then just throw it on a train. It's like...
Yeah.
Right.
And it was, story-wise, it was very important.
Sure.
Gettysburg is 5 hours away from Washington at that time.
Yeah.
A lot of times you've been given the opportunity to actually adapt your own thing. That doesn't happen a lot of the time. So I imagine that's a kind of a bonus for you. But can you talk a little bit about the difficulties about adapting your own work?
Well, the difficulty is your ego gets in the way. I mean, when you're an author, you are the king. You're the director. And when you work in film, you have to, you are there to support the director's vision. And so you have to switch roles. And, cutting is actually easy. I didn't mind cutting things out of the book. The hard thing to do is the inventing that had to be done. Inventing the character of Adam, inventing the character of Will Johnson, inventing with Timur, working on these big sequences. And, the action stuff doesn't come very easily to me. I find it to be very sort of tedious to write line by line of descriptions of action. So luckily, Timur, with his process, used a lot of previs, and we kind of reverse engineered it. But yeah, it was challenging, and if people know the book, they'll see all the differences that are there in the film. There are a lot of differences. But then, they're different art forms, and you have a sort of limited window of time to tell a lot of story in a movie. You don't have the same luxuries that you do in a book.
Anything specifically cut from the movie that you would have liked to have seen?
I don't know. I mean, it's interesting.
Poe?
Yeah, Poe. I think Poe. Yeah, Poe. And we actually, Poe survived into later drafts, but then when we actually, and Adam wasn't in the earlier drafts, and then so we sort of switched them out, and Will Johnson took the place also of, I think, Poe. But but the movie, look, the movie it's a great action movie, and it's something original, and it's, in a world of like every movie being a sequel, a reboot, a remake based on a toy, based on a video game, based on a board game, it should not exist as a big studio tentpole summer movie, and yet it does. And that in and of itself, whether it falls flat on its face or not, is something I'm proud of and something that's really cool, and I think that's just good for, at least trying to make something different.
It seems that studios are really only interested in filling the seats, making a broad movie so they can make money. This is definitely rated R, so there's it limits how many people can go see it. Can you talk a little bit about, specifically as your role, about the studio's willingness to go for it?
They did it. They when we came to them first time, they saw the concept, and they made a decision that it's not the first case, because my previous movie, Wanted, it was also R-rated movie, released the same day. I mean, not the same day, the same week.
Same weekend.
Same weekend 4 years ago, and it was successful. It means we like to break the rules.
I think
You're a fan of both the works that you've adapted, Wanted, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Is it important to keep that as your role as director, to keep that fandom?
Versus
No, it's important, because I will never make make a movie based on the book if I don't like the book. I mean, it's really important, because this movie belonged to the book. Even if it's different scenes and different characters and different action scenes or whatever, but order of the scenes, but the core and the idea of the book is really protected. It's the same as Wanted. It was exactly the same case, because I loved the Wanted graphic novel. And by the way, the processes during the production, of course, you're deconstructing the original book. You're just taking pieces, and then at the end you feel, oh my God, I lost. You need to go back to the core.
You have to destroy it.
Sure.
and then to reconstruct
and then
it.
you have to build it back up with whatever you can.
Right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Film was a blast. Had a lot of fun.